Hello, what is up everyone? My name is KaitoNolan and I just can't contain my excitement. Like, oh my god, the finally Yveltal is coming. Oh my god, like I'm so excited. This is the kind of raid that you're gonna have to do a lot. Everybody often asks me who's better, Darkrai or Yveltal. Darkrai does have a better attack and defense, but Yveltal has higher stamina, so there's situationally the Yveltal will come in handy and probably better than Darkrai as well. I personally like Yveltal better than Darkrai, so it has the double flying move as well too, so I'm just so excited. Oh my god, y'all gonna have to raid this one, so let's get started, alright? So the top counter is Shadow Raikou. If you don't have Shadow, which is okay, the regular Raikou is perfectly fine as well. So let's talk about the damage 5, bulk 5, consistency 4, best moveset is Thunder Shock, Wild Charge. He will be the top counter overall for sure, but I know not everybody has one or has power up their Shadow Raikou. It's okay, all the Zekrom and all the goodies are coming up later on. So let's look at the defense. So the Yveltal actually has a lot of moves. So the Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic, they're all gonna be neutral damage. And since the Electric does resist flying moves, so the Hurricane will be a single resistance. Yeah, Yveltal, it is a good counter for sure. Yes, you could duo this. You could duo Yveltal without Weather Boost. You don't need Rain for this. You don't need Shadow. You don't need Mega if you have that Mighty Zekrom. But I'll get to that in my duo guide. So please go ahead and check that out. So let's look at the next counter. Next one is Shadow Zapdos. So the damage 5, bulk 4, consistency 3, best moveset is Thunder Shock, Thunderbolt. Yes, it's one of those Thunder Shock one. It's not the Charge Beam. Charge Beam is just terrible. So let's look at the defense. The Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, and Psychic will be a neutral damage. And since it's flying, it'll resist the Focus Blast, and the Electric will resist the Hurricane. So it does have a better resistance than Raikou, but it's just the having the Thunder Shock Wild Charge is that it means that much. So it's unfortunate that Zekrom doesn't have the Thunder Shock Wild Charge. You know, he would be super broken if he had the Thunder Shock, but you know. And here comes my Zekrom. I love Zekrom. So the damage 5, bulk 5, consistency 4, best moveset is Charge Beam, Wild Charge. So like I said, if the Zekrom had the Thunder Shock, he'll be like super broken right now. The rating wise, he does have the same rating as the Shadow Raikou. This is the best counter. I'm telling you, this is the top counter if you don't count Shadows and Megas, whatever. Like Zekrom. So let's look at the defense, shall we? So it's just like a regular Raikou. The Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic will be a neutral damage and it does resist Hurricane. But look at that portion here. He will be the tanky option. Like if you have the full team of Zekrom and you're just gonna raid a lot, just make sure to have the team of Zekrom. That's all you're gonna need. You do not need Rain for this. If you want to duo Yveltal, go ahead, have at it. This is the guy. I love Zekrom. And here comes the Mega Manectric. The damage 5, bulk 4, bulk 3, consistency 4, best moveset is Charge Beam, Wild Charge. So obviously the Zekrom and then the Shadow Raikou, Shadow Zapdos will outperform this Mega for sure. So the best way is to have maybe like a one person using Mega and then the rest of the people using those top counters. That's like the fastest way to take it down. You could boost Mega Manectric each other, but yeah, the Zekrom is just, and then like a Shadow Raikou, they're just way better. So that's just a tip if you want to take it down as soon as possible. So the Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic will be a neutral damage, and just like I mentioned, the Electric does resist flying moves, so the Hurricane will be a single resistance. Mega Manectric is a very squishy Pokemon for sure. But it's so much easier to use than the Mega Ampharos. It's just the combination of the Volt Switch, and it's just very difficult to use. So let's look at this guy. Bam! He's the Thundurus Therian. The damage 4, bulk 3, consistency 3, best moveset is Volt Switch, Thunderbolt. I actually made a video. I'll put the link in the description. I made the duo video against the Tornadoes, Therian Tornadoes, using the team of Zekrom, level 40 Zekrom, and then I have level 50 Thundurus, like 4 of them. This guy is so squishy compared to Zekrom, like it's not even fun. when the Thundurus was granted with this new moves, everybody got so excited. Everybody is like, oh my god, he will be the best electric. And then now y'all know, just wait for level 50 Zekrom, it's game over. But this guy does have a good DPS. He does hit hard, but like I said, it's just the combination of the Volt Switch and the Thunderbolt are just so difficult to use. Like, I used it over and over again, try to get used to the you know, how to use it and feel it. Try to figure out when to dodge and all that stuff. It's just extremely difficult to use, this guy. But I don't hate him. Probably he's my favorite Therian. So let's talk about the defense, okay? So the Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Psychic neutral damage, and then the Focus Blast Hurricane will be a single resistance. So good thing is, like I said, some people have the level 50 Therian Thundurus. If you have one, go ahead and throw him in a team. But it does not have the bulk that Zekrom has. So if you have a Zekrom, you know, it's just Zekrom first. And here comes the Shadow Mammoth Swine. So the damage for bulk 0, consistency 3, best moveset is Powder Snow Avalanche. I said this many times. It's just anytime that the raid boss is weak to electric, rock, ice. Ice is the last counter, like I said. So this case is the same way. Go with the electric, and rock's gonna come too, but it's just electrics are just so broken right now, especially like my Zekrom. So let's look at the defense. Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Psychic, Hurricane on neutral damage, and then because the ice is weak to fighting, so yes, you will need to watch out for the Focus Blast for sure. You probably get one shot by the Focus Blast, so you should be able to duo if you get Snow boost, even if you have the regular Mammoth Swine. So I'll see about that. That sounds like a fun challenge to do. So, but yeah, stick to electric. Here comes probably the most affordable rock Pokemon at this point is the Rhyperior. The damage for bulk 5, consistency 3, best moveset is Smackdown, Rock Wrecker, the community day move. Okay, so it does perform really well, especially if you could get the partly cloudy weather. You do want to use rock. Just watch out for the Focus Blast because the rock is weak to fighting moves. So the Dark Pulse, Psychic neutral damage, but it does resist Hyper Beam and Hurricane. So yeah, if you tend to get partly cloudy weather, I will highly recommend using Rhyperior over Rampardos any day, because Rampardos is a squishy rock. You all know that by now. And here's the Speak of the Devil, Rampardos. So the damage for bulk 0 and consistency 0 too. Oh my god. Poor guy. Anyway, so the best moveset is Smackdown, Rock Slide. Yeah, look at the portions. It's just... I feel sorry for him. He hits so hard, but it's extremely fragile, like a little flower. So the Dark Pulse, Psychic neutral damage, it does resist Hyper Beam and Hurricane just like a Rhyperior, but yes, watch out for the Focus Blast. Yeah, even this like single resistance really doesn't do much to him, you know. So yeah, Rampardos is a very difficult Pokemon to use as well too. So, and here comes the Electivire. The damage for bulk 2, consistency 4, best moveset is Thunder Shock, Wild Charge. Yes, so he got granted with the best electric move. So yay for him. So just like any other electric, the Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic will be all neutral damage, and the single resist Hurricane. Electivire is a good Pokemon to use. So let's look at the Shadow, okay? So it's basically the same thing, except the bulk literally goes to 0, right? Yeah, bulk goes to 0 compared to the regular one. But it's the same moveset, same defense. If you have the Shadow Electivire, go ahead and throw them in there. If you don't have one, that's okay. So I like Electivire. It's one of those glassy Pokemon that I love so much, you know. Like I said, Thunder Shock, Wild Charge is just so broken. Like, it's so easy to use. I love using it. It's easy to dodge. So I'll recommend using Electivire for sure. And here comes the Mega Abomasnow. The damage for bulk 2, consistency 1, best moveset is Powder Snow Weather Ball. I was almost said Powder Ball. So if you want to use the ice Pokemon, obviously you want to bring the ice Mega, and he'll be the best one out there, or he's the only one, I don't even remember. So the Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Psychic will be a neutral damage, but because the ice is weak to fighting, Focus Blast will be a single weakness, and then because it's a part grass, it's weak to Hurricane, the flying move as well too. So like I said, go with Electric over ice any day. For real, okay? Ugh, I don't know. I can't stress this enough. Like I said, ice are just not good in this game, unfortunately. So, you know, even the shadow mammals are broken, but use electric. And here comes the Mega Ampharos. The damage 4, bulk 4, consistency 3, best moveset is Volt Switch Zap Cannon. It's that Zap Cannon is very, very difficult to use. Even for someone like me that I dodge quite often, but Volt Switch is extremely difficult to use. So yeah, I probably recommend Manectric over Ampharos, but Ampharos does have that tankiness though. So yeah, I mean you just figure out which ones are easier for you to use. Okay. So, just like all the other electric, Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic, neutral damage, and it does resist Hurricane. It's the Dragon typing doesn't really come in handy in this case, so. And here comes the Terrakion. The damage 4, bulk 3, consistency 0. Best moveset is Smackdown, Rock Slide. So the Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam will be a single resistance. The Focus Blast, Psychic, yes, because he's part fighting, he'll be weak to Psychic as well too. And the Hurricane is a neutral damage, so yeah, I don't mind seeing Terrakion in a raid. It's a good Pokemon to have, you know. This is like one of those social justice that I maxed the 6 of right away. So yeah, I would say he is the most useful social justice. But I can't wait for Keldeo. I love Keldeo, my son too. And here comes the Magnezone. The damage 3, bulk 4, consistency 4, best moveset is Spark, Wild Charge. Yeah, Spark is fine too, as long as it has a Wild Charge. Yeah, if he had the Thunder Shock, he'll be super broken too, but it is okay. It's really affordable electric for sure. I'm pretty sure a lot of people has one. So, good thing about the Magnezone is because of that part Steel. So let's look at the defense. It's the Dark Pulse is a neutral damage, and then the Hyper Beam, Psychic, the single resistance. It's gonna be weak to Focus Blast because of Steel, but it does double resist Hurricane because the Steel does resist as well too. So the Steel does resist, Electric does resist, so there's gonna be a double resistance against Hurricane. So Magnezone is a perfectly fine option to have. And then let's look at the Shadow one, shall we? So the damage 4, bulk 3, consistency 1, best moveset, defense, they're all same. So if you have the Shadow, go ahead and throw him in there. And here comes the Luxray. I love Luxray, to be honest. I know not a lot of people has one, and everybody used to raid Shinx just for shiny, but yeah, I actually don't mind maxing 6 of them too. I only have 1 so far, so. So the damage 3, bulk 2, consistency 4, best moveset is Spark, Wild Charge, just like a Magnezone. So the defense will be the same as any other electric. It's a Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, Focus Blast, Psychic will be a neutral damage and a single resist Hurricane. So yeah, if you have a Luxray, go ahead, throw them in there. It's really good electric to have. It's just, it's unfortunate that people just went for shiny and then they never really like care powering up or anything like that. But you know, it's a good Pokemon. I love it. And let's look at the fairy here. So it's the Gardevoir. The damage 3, bulk 3, consistency 5, best moveset is Charm, Dazzling Gleam. So Yveltal is, after all, it's a dog flying. So yes, it's gonna be weak to fairy as well. You won't be able to duo in neutral weather with fairy type, so I hope you all know that. You're gonna need a cloudy weather if you want to duo Yveltal with Gardevoir. It's gonna be fun challenge. I can't wait to try. So let's look at the defense. The Dark Pulse, Hyper Beam, and neutral damage. It does double resist Focus Blast because, you know, because she's so cool. Not that, but anyway. So she will resist Psychic as well, and then the Hurricane with a neutral damage. So yes, Gardevoir is a perfectly fine option to have, especially if you tend to get the cloudy weather. So, you know, but without the cloudy weather, stick to electric. For real. And here come the Togekiss. I recently finally got Hundo. and like I powered it up to level 50, and I'm just so excited. So let's look at that. The ratings: damage 3, bulk 4, consistency 3, best moveset is Charm, Dazzling Gleam. It's much tankier than Gardevoir for sure. So to look at the defense, the Dark Pulse is a single resistance because that fairy does resist Dark move, and the Focus Blast will be a double resistance, and the Hyper Beam, Psychic, Hurricane is a neutral damage. You could also do a Yveltal, I'm pretty sure, in Cloudy as well too, so I can't wait. I'm so excited. So we're all excited for the Yveltal for sure. The Yveltal is a dark but also flying, so this is why you cannot use any flying type. Some people thought that maybe like, oh, let's use the Lucario, Machamp, Conkeldurr. This is not the case because he's a part flying. So it doesn't resist the flying, flying fighting type as well. So this is why you're gonna need Electric, Rock, Ice, and Fairy. But like I said, Ice and Fairy are like the last two options. Just stick to Electric. Like, I can't stress this enough. Like, use Electric, especially Zekrom. Zekrom will come in super handy. So you know, this will be one of the legendary that everybody's gonna raid, and I hope you'll have fun with it and raid a lot. As I said earlier, it's gonna be better than Darkrai in some situations. So this is one of the legendary that y'all need to raid, okay? And please go ahead and check it out, the Pokebattler.com/raids, and you choose the raid boss, moveset, weather, friendship level, and then you get to see so many more Pokemon. The more Pokemon than I talked about it today. So I hope this guy will help, and happy raiding everybody. Bye.